Hello, welcome. We are so glad that you're joining us tonight. I'm Suzanne Lynn, and we're going to be talking to a really special guy. His name is Yakov Rozenberg, and I've had a chance to not just get to know him a little bit, but I think that we've kind of become friends. His story is absolutely amazing. He's written a book called Dreamchaser, and Yakov, first of all, welcome. I'm so glad that we get to talk to you, and that I get to share you with my friends and family, and I get to meet your friends too.
Thank you for inviting, Suzanne. I really appreciate your time and what you did and do for me.
Well,
Thank you so very much.
your story needs to be heard. Your book needs to be read. It's hard to get through an interview or conversation without getting tears. So I'm sure that there's going to be some tonight because I don't know, Yakov. I know I can speak for myself that I take things for granted, but when we hear a story like yours from Dreamchaser, that you were raised in the Ukraine, and you didn't have things handed to you. Things came really difficult, and you didn't have the great American childhood. Would you kind of give us an idea of what life was like in the Ukraine, and just share some of the struggles that you had there?
I was born in Ukraine, but it was part of USSR. And under Communist Party regime, and life was very tough. I remember when I was a kid and went to elementary school, 1961 through 63, my mom would wake me up at 4:30 in the morning and take me downstairs to the local bakery where we stand in line. Bakery would open at 9 a.m. So we waited between 3 and 4 hours in line, and each person could get only three small, it's like round made from cornmeal pieces of bread. Is the reason why she woke me up so that she will have three and I will have three, and family of four will have something to eat. And I remember very vividly all this time, and it wasn't like for 1 week, 1 month, it was for several years. It's after General Secretary Khrushchev came to the United States and met one farmer, and he asked farmer if he is rich. He's saying, I pay my bills and I have leftover, so probably you can call me a rich person. And Khrushchev asked him, so how do you do it? He said, I'm a farmer raising corn. Corn, 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 4 years corn, and then Miami. I gave all my family and my land time to recuperate. And Khrushchev came and back to USSR, and all collective farms start planting corn and nothing else, and didn't grow well anyway. So this is one part of the memories. Overall, I was very happy kid. I did not need too much external sources to be happy. I play ball, soccer ball with my friends, and I was happy.
So we're just going to start. That's scratching the surface of where we're going to be going. That's an introduction that I wanted to give you to Yakov. We want to know, where are you right now? Please give us some comments. Let us know that you can hear us and that you're listening. And Yakov, just kind of continuing on that conversation of being a child, did you know that you were poor? Did you know that this is not what other parts of the world were experiencing? Or I think sometimes we can just say, well, they don't know better. Did you know?
No, I didn't know.
No.
Everybody in my apartment where we used to live, they have the same similar stuff. Clothes from the older brother to younger brother, from older sister to younger sister. Very, very minimal furniture, minimal food, but lots of love from parents. So it's how somehow it's compensated for not enough food, not enough toys, not enough activities for being a kid, you know. For 33 years, I used to live in Michigan. And 3 months ago, I moved to Delray Beach, Florida. And I think Florida is a paradise. undiscovered paradise. I love so many things about Florida. It's unbelievable. And I can talk about this forever. Beautiful views, ocean, intracoastal, intercoastal. I don't know what difference is learning about it.
Me
Uh,
either.
uh, Meeting lots
Oh.
of people from. I did not meet in 3 months one person who was born in Florida. Everybody came from
Right.
somewhere.
It's still going to be quite a while, probably. We're speaking with Yakov Rozenberg, who was born and raised in the Ukraine under a whole different situation than you might have been or what you're familiar with. And we're talking tonight about his book Dreamchaser. And I'm absolutely in love with his story. And we are going to talk about some difficult things tonight, but I want to share with you that for however hard it is to hear what Yakov went through, he has a very happy end to his story. He's one of the most grateful, loving, happy people that I've ever met. Don't know that I've ever met a patriot like Yakov Rosenberg. So, Yakov, I want to back up a little bit to your childhood. One of the stories that stood out to me in your book, Dreamchaser, was I believe you were in third or fourth grade and you were in history class and the teacher skipped a little bit of history and you raised your hand and it changed the course of your life, didn't it?
Yeah, I was very good with math, and I always, and I still, even now, can impress lots of people, especially my children, when we drove in order drive through McDonald's or Burger King, how fast I can add up and tell cashiers that I'm sorry, you made mistake. Um, so yeah, it was history teach lesson, and teachers skip about 300 or 400 years, and didn't adapt to me, and I just raised hand and I was very naive, just want to know what happens. First pointed out, so she skipped 3 or 400, between 3 and 400 years, and then I asked her what did happen there, why you wouldn't talk to us about this. I did not have any alternative motive. She was very upset with me. She grabbed me by my ear and dragged me to the office of the principal. And somehow they put me on the list not being loyal to communist government. And somehow it was this, I believe was first time when I was open, KGB open file on me because I was not loyal to the communist government.
Because when you were 10 years old, you asked about something that was skipped in history.
Yes, and then turned out so they did try to cover up and not to talk about it.
And tell the truth. And Yakov, I'm just going to ask if you wouldn't mind getting into some of the more painful things when we talk about your family and what they experienced with Germany, because I want to get onto the happy stuff, but the happy can't come before the truth of the hardest things that happen. Again, we're talking to Yakov Rosenberg about Dreamchaser and one of the hardest stories, one of the hardest things that I heard, if you would share that.
Yeah, in 1939, Germany started World War II with Poland, and Stalin had a pact agreement with Hitler, so he will attack Poland from another side. This is how World War II started. In 1941, in June of 1941, Hitler decided to break pact with Stalin and started war with USSR. And they occupied a very fast, tremendous amount of territory. Hitler went through Europe like marching on the parade. France, he occupied France without even making single shot. Italy became his partner, and Duce Mussolini became his body in the crime. In 1941, Germans occupied village. It's called Hotin. I would say it's about 100 kilometers away from city of Chernovtsi, where I was born. And they came to the village and surrounded all male who were at home at that time, and it was uh, 84 men and one girl who didn't want let her dad go. So they take 84 men and one girl and put them, start walk them to the end of the village. And my grandpa Aaron immediately recognized what about to have happened, so what about to take place, and my grandpa Aaron, my dad, oldest son of his, Mikhail, and my uncle, my father, youngest brother, Yakov, were with him, and my, my grandfather, Aaron, said, Mikhail, they will shoot us, they will execute. I will stand in front of you, take bullet. You grab me, put my body on top of yours, and you cannot move or make any noise for 2 nights and 2 days. And he said to his youngest son, I'm sorry, I can protect only one. My my uncle Yakov was very young. He was under the age of 16. He never dated any girl. He never kissed any girl. And it happens exactly like my grandpa said. German soldiers start shooting uh, and kill all people. Most of them were Jews. And my grandpa stood in front of my dad and took bullet. And my father pulled body of his father on top of him, and a German officer would walk around and kick bodies, and with his pistol he shoot anybody who made a move or make any noise. It was my dad many months later when he arrived in the United States, and one rabbi did eulogy when he passed away. The rabbi said that my dad was given by God 86 years of life. It's 85 for every person who was engraved on the graveyard my dad made by himself, and 1 year for himself. That's why he lived for 86 years. I was named by my uncle Yakov, and my oldest brother was named by in memory of my grandfather Aaron.
I know that's a really difficult story to share, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry that your family went through that. And I would just ask viewers to try to understand. I can't even wrap my mind around the idea of having to choose a child to save. And that is the hardest thing that I can ever imagine. But your story goes on, and we're going to move out of the sadness as we're talking about Yakov Rozenberg's book, Dreamchaser, to where you start to thrive and things turn and you get to come to the United States. You have a beautiful family. Let's move into that part of your story.
Yeah, in 1987, I arrived in the United States. Last chapter of my book will keep you not just counting blessings in your life, but keep you on the needles. You would not able to put it away. I guarantee you. Last chapter is the most fascinating and thrilling chapter in Dreamchaser. It's not to say so that rest is not very good, but last one is fantastic. Just few hours to spare before my visa would expire, I was able to escape USSR and Ukraine, and I came to United States, and I love this country. It's the best country in the world. I raised my son. I have 2 children, son Josh. I raised him, and he became American hero. He served in the United States Marine Corps for 4 years. He was in war against evil. In last 6 months and 2 weeks, who's counting, he was in the war in Syria.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, he's terrific. I also have daughter. She graduated from University of Michigan, and she lives right now in Denver, Colorado.
Mm.
Uh, I all my life work in the best industry in the world, automotive industry,
Mm.
and I'm very grateful to all my managers who gave me an opportunity to become who I am, not as a person, but also as an engineer. My first job was at foam industry, tier one supplier. I worked for 10 years, started with a project engineer. I barely could speak English. And Michael Egrin, at that time president of the company, he gave me an opportunity. And 3 years later, I became manager of manufacturing engineering. And 4 years and a half later, I became vice president of manufacturing engineering.
Wow.
And I loved dearly.
Mm.
It's about 350 employees, uh, 80 plus percent African American, um, about 10% were Spanish Mexican people, and very few white people. We took care of so many things. It's unbelievable. We created GED system. We created, instead of just employee beg for raise at the end of the year or on the anniversary date, we created program pay uh, for qualifications. If you getting certified operator, getting certified super operator, difference is you super operator and operator. Super operator can train other operators, so you're
Mm.
getting automatic raise. And I'm very proud of my team. Michael Egrin, he is phenomenal manager and president, and I'm very grateful to him for giving me my first job and opportunity. And thereafter, I work in many tier one suppliers. Uh, uh, I'm sorry, not many, in few tier one suppliers, and I worked for 10 years for General Motors. And I can tell you, so General Motors, especially Mary Barra, I deeply respect her. She's terrific CEO. I love her dearly. I worked for 10 years at General Motors, and I think it's one of the best company in the world. They're producing fantastic quality product. And by the way, in Florida, when I arrived, besides so there is so many wonderful things, there's something I was very surprised to see. I
What was
felt
that?
so I was in Japan. Toyotas and Mazdas like overwhelmingly popular cars, and I cannot believe it. So people who live in the United States would buy a car, Japanese car. It's a country which in World War II had a war with the United States. How short memory of people! I cannot believe it.
Mm.
That uh, I want everybody to drive American cars. I want everybody to buy American-made product. I would like this country prosper because we citizens buy made in USA. This is why I so dearly in big supporter and love Donald Trump. I love this country.
I know you do.
I
You
believe it's
are
the best country in the world.
you are
Can,
such a light in the way that you're so positive, you're so grateful for everything, and you see things differently. And I think that sometimes we can just get used to thinking that this is normal, and you're refreshing to remind us that we need to be grateful and we do need to buy American. And one of the things also who've talked to me about are people that you feel almost like angels in your life. Do you want to talk about that?
yes, I do. I have, I call them life angels. My dearest friend, Libby and Chris Beers. Uh, we are friends for 30 years, and I call Libby Angel Libby, and Chris my brother from another mother, Chris. They are the nicest people, the devoted Catholic Christians, practicing. They have three wonderful children, which one of them, Bridget, would have within next few days another child, fourth child, and Libby, Angel Libby, and brother Chris, not just the most nicest people, they will give whatever they have to help out other people, because like people of like them, I believe this world is better place. They make, I believe their mission in this world to make this world better by helping one person at the time. And I dearly love them. They must my friends and my living angels. Saying that, I have also very good friends, Jerry and Dave Peasley, who lives recently moved a few years ago to South Carolina. Um, I have very good friend, Dr. Diane, and her husband, George. I love them dearly. They very, very loyal and smart people and help me out tremendously. I have very good friend, Vitali, who is right now not in good health. He needs prayers from all of us. And my very good friend, Mark Perlman, who I know for 30 years, and we continue to be friends.
These
And
people really support you, right? These are people who are in your inner circle that lift you up. I mean, again, we're talking to Yakov Rozenberg about his book Dreamchaser, and as you're speaking about these people that you love so much, these are family, even though there's no blood.
you're right.
Yeah.
Not just supporting me. We know so much and everything about each other, and we choose to be friends. This is what true friends all about. This is
Yes.
what I believe in.
Yakov, let me ask you, because we've got to kind of start to wind down a little bit, but as people read your book, Dream Chaser, and I just cannot encourage you enough to go to Amazon and look up Dream Chaser by Yakov Rosenberg. Um, I think you'll get a real dose of wow, just a refreshing glimpse of appreciation. But what is it that you want people to know about your book? What do you want them to take away?
Wow. First, thank you very much for your kind words, Suzanne. I want people to choose few, to take with them few things after they will read Dream Chaser. First and foremost is never, never give up. I learned throughout my life so that to every situation, even when you think there is no way out, it's always two way you can get out. Uh, to have can-do attitude. And what I mean about can-do attitude, so if you can dream about something, you definitely can do it. I raise my children this way. When I drop them all from my car to school, I would ask them if you can dream it, and they tell me you can do it. And I raise them this way. And I'm glad to know so that now, so many moons later, they're very grateful to me so that when they were little kids, I seeded this in their mind. I also want everybody to take so that very important. So in the end, everything will be okay. If it is not, it's not the end. This is what my grandma used to say, and she was brilliantly smart woman. When I was a kid, I didn't understand that, and now, when I'm closer to the end of my life than to the beginning, I know how correct she was in saying that. Uh, I also want people to take from my Dream Chaser, always fight evil. in this world. You cannot just to say, oh, it's not evil doing anything bad to me. It's just matter of time. If you will walk near evil situation and you will not get involved and you would not fight with this evil, it's just matter of time with this evil will start fighting with you.
Yes.
I always believe in charities, and this is come from the scripture. You have to give 10% of your income. You define how what your income is. It's a profit or it's total revenue to charities. I'm big supporter of Wounded Warrior projects, Tunnel to Towers, Hebrew Free Loan, uh, St. Jude Children's Hospital. Uh, I'm not saying so that it's only these charities you have to support. This
But
is my favorite charities, which what I support, and
yeah.
I love it. And last but not least, I want people to believe that God, love, life, liberty, in pursuit of happiness. This is extremely important with everything what I said uh, before to complete what I want people to take out after they will read Dreamchaser.
Mm.
And I know so that after they will read it, they will start count blessings in their lives.
I think that's a great place to start to wrap this interview up. Yakov Rozenberg, with author of Dreamchaser. Thank you so much for writing your book, for being so raw and real, and sharing your story with us tonight. It means a lot.
Suzanne, I appreciate very much to you and to Jim. You are terrific people. As my old friend says, you're terrific interviewer. I'm very grateful. So somehow God and angels make us meet. I'm very, very appreciate everything what you did and do for me. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you, Yakov. Dreamchaser by Yakov Rozenberg, available on Amazon. Please think about picking that up, ordering that. Thank you, Yakov. Have a great evening, and I'm sure we'll stay in touch.
Thank you so very much. You have a wonderful evening as well.
Thank you.